David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast. Now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney Plus. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney Plus every night.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air in the West. The chaos at America's airports with lawmakers on Capitol Hill set to leave on their 2-week break tomorrow with TSA workers still not getting paid. President Trump just a short time ago saying he will step in. Steve Osunsami standing by with late news coming in now. Also breaking tonight, just days after that deadly crash at LaGuardia, that passenger jet and a fire truck. Tonight there's news just coming in now that there's now been a harrowing close call. This time a packed United flight and a military Blackhawk in its path. The air traffic controller can be heard saying, "This is not good." The war in Iran tonight, and just in this evening, dramatic new video appearing to show the moment a missile comes dangerously close to shooting down an American F-18 fighter jet over Iran. Our reporter standing by. Also breaking, President Trump has just revealed he is now giving Iran 10 more days to open the Strait of Hormuz. With his threat to bomb Iranian power plants, his 5-day deadline was set to end tomorrow. Tonight here, the interview with Savannah Guthrie. What she says her brother, a retired military pilot, immediately knew about their mother's case. And for the first time, the guilt Savannah says she feels if her mother was targeted because of her high-profile job.
And I just say, I'm so sorry, Mommy. I'm so sorry.
And what Savannah now says about 2 of the ransom notes. There are tornado watches as we come on the air tonight. The severe storm threat in multiple states right now, the Midwest, then moving east, New York City to Boston tomorrow. The dramatic images tonight, the daring cliff rescue, a woman stuck right there on the rocks, waves crashing below. The driver tonight accused of crashing through an airport gate right onto the airfield, trying to get into a plane while it was taxiing. Tonight, the race against time to save a humpback whale, and you'll see it. America's strong, an opening day for Major League Baseball, a 109-year-old veteran, and a dream come true tonight. And we remember a famous singer tonight, so many hits, including Summer Breeze.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight here with several breaking stories. This major close call, a United passenger flight and a military Blackhawk helicopter. The air traffic controller can be heard saying this is not good. But first, we do have breaking news tonight involving the TSA workers who have gone weeks now without pay. Tonight, with lawmakers set to leave on their 2-week break tomorrow and no deal in sight, President Trump just a short time ago saying he will step in. Steve Osunsami leading us off with the breaking news.
The lawmakers who could end this chaos tonight at America's airports are set to leave for a 2-week spring break tomorrow. Meanwhile, the 4-hour lines through security are back tonight at Houston's largest airport.
I just feel like it's unacceptable. It should not be happening.
The lines in Houston are so long that they're asking TSA workers in Dallas to travel across the state to help out. Our Christian Cordero is there.
Between basketball games and major conventions, it's busier than it has been here at Bush Intercontinental Airport. The line stretches outside before passengers are ushered inside, past several ICE agents who are helping direct traffic. And once you get to this point, you have about 2 hours to go.
The back and forth in Washington continues, with Republicans offering what they're calling a last and final offer to Democrats, who are demanding sweeping policy reforms for ICE agents, including taking off those masks. The president tonight is adding pressure.
They need to end the shutdown immediately, or we'll have to take some very drastic measures.
In Houston, New Orleans, and Atlanta, around 4 out of every 10 TSA officers without paychecks aren't coming to work. The New York City airports, Baltimore, and Philadelphia aren't that far behind. Some of the ICE agents sent by the president to help, seen walking around, have now received training and are checking IDs at checkpoints and helping with baggage flow. And their leaders in Washington tonight are celebrating one ICE agent at New York's JFK airport, seen here on a security camera, rushing to save the life of a 1-year-old child who was choking. But the financial realities of TSA workers are hard. With starting salaries around $35,000 a year, many are relying on food banks and donating blood to make ends meet.
So let's bring in Steve Osunsami with us live tonight. Steve, I understand even as we just came on the air tonight, there's breaking news on this. The president putting out a message on social media saying he will sign an executive order involving TSA pay.
That's right, David. In the president's message, which just crossed just a short while ago, he says that I'm going to sign an order instructing the Secretary of Homeland Security to immediately pay our TSA agents in order to address this emergency situation. If this doesn't happen, tomorrow these TSA workers will miss yet another paycheck, knowing full well that the ICE agents who've been sent to the airport and the members of Congress about to leave for vacation are all still getting paid. David?
So let's hope they'll get paid. Steve Osunsami on the breaking news tonight. Steve, thank you. There is another breaking headline at this hour. We have just learned of a harrowing close call. Just days after that deadly crash at LaGuardia, the passenger jet and a fire truck, there's news just coming in tonight of a packed United flight this time and a military Blackhawk in its path. The air traffic controller can be heard saying, "This is not good." Here's Trevor Ault now.
Just days after that horrific and deadly crash at LaGuardia Airport, that passenger jet slamming into a fire truck on the runway, tonight there's news of a dangerous close call in Southern California. A military Blackhawk helicopter crossing in front of a packed passenger plane as it attempted to land. Listen to the concern of air traffic controllers when they realized what happened.
We're going to be addressing that because that was not good.
Authorities say a United Airlines flight with 168 passengers and crew on board was on final approach just moments from landing at John Wayne Airport near Los Angeles when the two aircraft came so close it triggered the plane's anti-collision alert system.
The alarm that the United jet got in its cockpit was the most serious alarm possible. So it told that United jet, you need to level off right now or you're going to hit that helicopter.
United says the jet pilots saw the chopper, immediately leveling the aircraft to avoid it after the alert. Air traffic control had warned the pilots beforehand to watch out for traffic, but afterward asked those pilots what happened.
United 589, just want to clarify here, did you get just a traffic call reference to helicopter, or did they restrict your altitude or anything?
This close call comes just over a year after a Blackhawk military helicopter collided with an American Airlines flight over the Potomac, killing 67 people. And just days after that collision at LaGuardia's runway, where an early report is raising concerns about air traffic controller staffing, new NTSB video shows the mangled wreckage. Investigators combing through metal and wires, and they're also noting that fire truck's lack of transponders that in this case would have allowed the controllers to know where it was before the disaster.
And David, as for this most recent close call here in Southern California, the NTSB says they are aware of this incident and the FAA is investigating. David?
Trevor Ault with us tonight. Trevor, thank you. There are breaking developments in the war in Iran. Just in tonight, dramatic new video appearing to show the moment a missile comes dangerously close to an American F-18 fighter jet over Iran. Matt Rivers from the region with these images tonight.
Tonight, dramatic new video appears to show the moment a missile came dangerously close to shooting an American F-18 fighter jet out of the skies over Iran. The video posted to X. U.S. Central Command tonight saying no fighter jets have been shot down by Iran. But one source, while not confirming the authenticity of the video, tells ABC News that an F-18 in the area did narrowly dodge an Iranian surface-to-air missile over southern Iran in recent days. It comes as Iran launching new attacks across the region, firing nearly a dozen missiles at Israel today alone. Debris smashing into this neighborhood near Tel Aviv, sending that car flying into the air. And tonight, Israel claiming it killed the commander of Iran's Navy, Alireza Tangsiri, saying he led the effort to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, choking the global oil supply. The Pentagon saying he had organized attacks against shipping for 8 years.
David, sources telling ABC News tonight Israel racing to strike as many targets inside of Iran as it can ahead of any potential ceasefire. David?
Matt Rivers tonight. Matt, thank you. Developing right now, President Trump revealing late today he is now giving Iran 10 more days to open the Strait of Hormuz with his threat to bomb Iranian power plants. His 5-day deadline was set to end tomorrow. Rachel Scott at the White House.
Tonight, President Trump announcing he's extending the deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz by 10 days until just after Easter. If Iran doesn't comply, the president says he'll bomb their crucial power plants.
They want to make a deal. The reason they want to make a deal is they have been just beat to
Iran flatly insists there are no talks, but acknowledges trading messages with the U.S. using Pakistan as a go-between. Today in his cabinet meeting, the president says he doesn't care if there's a deal or not.
I read a story today that I'm desperate to make a deal. If I was desperate, he'd be the first to know. Pete, let's get the hell out of there. I'm the opposite of desperate. I don't care.
On Capitol Hill, growing concern from Republicans and Democrats that President Trump is preparing to put American boots on the ground. Up to 1,500 paratroopers from the Army's 82nd Airborne Division now heading to the Middle East.
The president seems bent on a path toward putting our sons and daughters in harm's way. That is reflected in the classified briefings I receive, as well as the public actions.
The Republican chairman of the House Armed Services Committee complains we're just not getting enough answers, a theme from several Republicans today.
Should the American people be prepared for American troops on the ground in Iran, and is that something that you're comfortable with?
I don't know. I think that if the president decides to commit troops on the ground, he needs to come talk to us in Congress. That's a major step.
Is that something that you would be comfortable with personally?
I hope it would not come to that. That would be a concern to me.
Again, David, the president has now extended his deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz for a second time. His initial deadline was on Monday, then he pushed it until tomorrow. Now he's announcing that he's giving Iran an additional 10 days to reopen the strait or face the consequences, David.
Our coverage of the war in Iran tonight. Rachel Scott at the White House. Rachel, thank you. We move on now to the deeply emotional interview with Savannah Guthrie. What she says her brother, a retired military pilot, immediately knew about their mother's case. And for the first time tonight, the guilt Savannah says she feels if her mother was targeted because of Savannah's high-profile job. And what Savannah says about the ransom messages received by the family. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, for the first time, Savannah Guthrie on the phone call from her sister, telling her mom was gone.
I said, is everything okay? And she said, no. She said, Mom's missing. And I said, what? Yeah. What are you talking about? She said, she's gone. And she was in a panic. I was in a panic.
At first, Savannah thought there must have been a medical episode.
We thought that she must have had like some kind of medical episode in the night, and that somehow, the paramedics had come because the back doors were propped open, and that didn't make any sense. We thought maybe they came and there was a stretcher and they took her out the back. But her phone was there and her purse was there and all her things.
They knew their mother would not have wandered off.
My mom, she was in tremendous pain. Her back was very bad. She was trying to, on a good day, she could walk down to the mailbox and get the mail, but most days not. So there was no wander off. And the doors were propped open. Yeah. And there was blood on the front doorstep. And the Ring camera had been yanked off.
Savannah says her brother Cameron suspected immediately their mother had been taken.
He said, I think she's been kidnapped for ransom. And I said, yeah. What? Yeah. Well, why? What? And then, it sounds so like how dumb could I be? But I didn't want to believe. I just said, do you think because of me? And he said, I'm sorry, sweetie, but yeah, maybe.
And Savannah revealing how difficult that has been to think her mother might have been targeted because of her.
That it's because she's my mom, and somebody thought, oh, that girl, that lady has money, we can make a quick buck. That would make sense, but we don't know. But yeah, that's probably, which is too much to bear. To think that I brought this to her bedside, that it's because of me. And I just say, I'm so sorry, Mommy.
After Nancy Guthrie disappeared, the family received a ransom demand that Savannah now believes came from the kidnapper.
I believe the 2 notes that we received, that we responded to, I I tend to believe those are real.
We received your message.
At the time, the family's response to those notes acknowledged the 84-year-old may no longer be alive. And tonight, Savannah remains haunted by video of the suspect.
It's just totally terrifying. And I can't imagine that that is who she saw standing over her bed. I can't. It's too much.
Savannah's doing this interview, David, hoping to convince someone who knows to just tell her where her mother is. And there's another reason, too, David. She'd like to shine a light on all missing persons cases around the country. David?
All right, Aaron, thank you. It's just excruciating to listen to Savannah. We remain hopeful for Savannah and her siblings and, of course, for her mother, Nancy Guthrie, and that there's some sort of closure for this family. We'll continue to follow it as well. We turn to the economy now. One more note in this block. The stock market amid rising oil and gas prices and the uncertainty over Iran tonight. The Dow falling 469 points today. The Nasdaq dropping 521 points, falling into correction territory. The S&P 500 down 114 points. When we come back tonight, the tornado watches at this hour. Severe storms in the middle of this country, then moving east. New York City up to Boston tomorrow. We'll have the weather map for you in a moment here. Also, the dramatic images tonight. Look at this. The daring cliff rescue. That's a woman stuck on the rocks, waves crashing below. How this plays out. Also tonight, the driver accused of crashing through an airport gate right onto the airfield, trying to get into a plane while it was taxiing. We'll be right back. Tonight, there are tornado watches up across multiple states at this hour. Those tornado watches in Pennsylvania and Ohio. Heavy rain, damaging winds, large hail. This system from Chicago all the way east. Heavy rain tonight into tomorrow for New York City right up into Boston. A herring rescue on San Francisco's Ocean Cliffs. Look at this. A woman seen clinging to the rocks right there. Waves crashing down below her. A firefighter rappelling down the cliff to reach her, bringing her to safety. There's no word tonight on how the woman got there. Tonight, a driver accused of crashing through a fence at the Daytona Beach airport. Police say he drove onto an active runway and attempted to get into a plane with its engine already running. He now faces multiple charges tonight. When we come back here, we remember a famous singer tonight. So many hits, including Summer Breeze. And look at this, the race against time tonight to save a humpback whale. We'll be right back. To the index of other news tonight, the race to save that humpback whale off Germany's north coast this week. Rescuers still desperately trying to free a stranded humpback whale from shallow waters. The whale was first spotted on Monday, weighing about 15 tons. Officials say it may have been tangled in a fishing net. They say the whale does remain alert, which is good news. A passing to note tonight, Dash Crofts, the last member of the 70s rock duo Seals and Crofts, has died.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
Best known for hits like Summer Breeze and Diamond Girl, known for their colorful harmonies, of course. Dash Crofts was 87. When we come back here tonight, America Strong, opening day for Major League Baseball, and you have to see this, a 109-year-old veteran and a dream come true.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb.
Tonight on opening day, a dream come true. Tonight on Major League Baseball's opening day, meet 109-year-old Arthur Green.
Hi, David. Happy opening day.
Happy opening day to you, Arthur. Arthur is a lifelong Baltimore Orioles fan, the team asking him to throw out the honorary first pitch.
All right, Arthur, it's your pitch.
And here's why. Not only is Arthur a fan, but he's a hero, serving in the Army in World War II and the Korean War as staff sergeant and platoon leader. Through the years and through his service, playing baseball and never missing a game of his beloved Orioles. The team surprising him, making him fan of the year.
Wow.
We learned about Arthur because his daughter Myra has worked here at ABC News for more than 40 years. And when we learned of her father on opening day, we told Myra he's America Strong.
Please welcome 109 years young, Arthur Green.
There she is, walking him out to the pitcher's mound, Orioles and 109 on his jersey, at his pitch. Father and daughter in the stands after.
Now, we're just enjoying the game.
Watching their Orioles win. So Myra, thank you for what you've done here at ABC, and Mr. Green, thank you for your service. Tonight telling us he had a good time, and we figured because his Orioles won. Staff Sergeant Green, we salute your service and great pitch. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
David Muir, the most trusted anchor in America, the most watched anchor in America. Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir the #1 newscast in America.